In order to identify which specific focus areas your student needs to complete, we'll need to switch from the progress view into the year view. Once we switch to the year view, we see all of the projects and focus areas that in the courses your student is taking in Summit this year. Underneath each subject, the projects are on the first line, and the focus areas are on the remaining lines. Power focus areas come first, additional focus areas next, and challenge focus areas, if there are any, are on the third line. As students progress through the year and they complete focus areas, ones they've mastered successfully turn green. Ones that they haven't mastered yet but are overdue will turn red. You can get more information about the work your student's been doing in a focus area simply by mousing over the focus area. Notice as soon as I mouse over the evidence for evolution, a pop-up box shows up that shows it took this student 3 attempts to reach a score of 10 out of 10, and they successfully mastered it back in November. If I move over to the next power focus area, I can see that this student didn't attempt this one at all, and so there is no score. And this one, it looks like, was due back in October. If we move on, the next one, the student has not attempted this yet either. So you can get a sense of how many attempts your student has made, how long ago they were, and what their results were. What you'll want to do is scroll through and make a note in your planning documents of which focus areas remain for your student to complete. In order to pass their course, they'll need to complete all of the power focus areas. So everything on that second line underneath each subject needs to be green by the end of the year. The additional focus areas are not required, but add additional percentages to the student's grade. The additional focus areas count for a total of 9% of the student's grade. So if a student doesn't complete any of them, the maximum score they could possibly earn in the course is 91%. The additional focus areas are also prorated. So if there are 3 additional focus areas in a course, each one contributes 3% to the student's overall grade. If there are 9 additional focus areas, each one would contribute 1% to the student's overall grade. Students, again, are not required to complete all of those, but each one that they complete adds a percentage to their grade. Challenge focus areas aren't required for course completion and don't impact the student's grades. They're there primarily for students who have completed all of the power and additional focus areas before the course is over to ensure that those students have additional challenging work available in front of them. Students who complete all of the power, additional, and challenge focus areas for all of their courses this year do have the opportunity to preview high school level content in the Summit system. The content that's available to them isn't Dexter High School's content, but it is content that's worth exploring as they prepare themselves for next year. In order to view that additional content, they would go up where it says this year and click on the right arrow to get to the next year. If your student is taking algebra this year and is going to be enrolling in geometry next year, working through some of the focus areas for geometry would be a good way to get them situated for success in their freshman geometry class. It also is a way for students to explore subjects that they won't be taking for a while, but that are of particular interest to them. Work in future year courses won't impact their high school grades and won't impact their current year grades, but it will keep them intellectually engaged if they've finished the work assigned to them.